Coming up on the next Real Talk with the Jenkins, it's being called God's medicine. We're talking about stem cell therapy, and you'll hear the testimonies of a couple of people who have experienced what stem cell therapy has done for them. It's all coming up next on Real Talk with the Jenkins.
My name is Travis with Grace Transmissions. Here at Grace Transmissions, we have a reputation for customer service, and we've been serving the San Angelo area for over 45 years. Our focus is you, the customer. So whether you need a diagnostic check or a complete transmission service repair, we're here for you. Grace Transmissions, where service meets quality, and that's our #1 priority.
We are here when you need us.
Grace Transmissions, 1202 Pulliam Street, San Angelo.
You drag your kids all over town to this doctor's office and that dentist's office. And for women's health, there's still another doctor's office. For behavioral or mental health, there's still another office. At La Esperanza Clinic, all of your family's health care is in one place. La Esperanza Clinic, New Year, Healthy You. Come visit us today.
This is the Gospel America Television Network, broadcasting worldwide on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and online at www.gospelamerica.net. Download our app from the App Store or from Google Play and watch us on your tablet or smartphone 24 hours a day.
Welcome to Real Talk with the Jenkins with Dr. G, Gary Jenkins, and Lady MJ, Marcella Jenkins. And now, let's join our hosts on Real Talk with the Jenkins. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Real Talk with the Jenkins. I'm Dr. G.
And I'm Lady MJ. And we are the Jenkins.
Now, Lady MJ, I got to tell you, we had an awesome opportunity to meet some folks that are involved in stem cell therapy. Did y'all know about that, stem cell therapy?
I had no idea about stem cells. I heard about it, but I didn't understand what it really was.
Well, stem cell therapy has been around for more than 20 years, and it has an awesome track record according to those who have benefited from it. Miraculous healing, and by the way, they're calling it God's medicine because they're using something that God created to bring about healing in the body. And what's really marvelous about this is the fact that you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on pharmaceuticals and surgeries and all of the the standard medical treatments that we have today. Now, this isn't for everybody, and it's not an all-in-all cure for everything, but it is definitely a breakthrough in medical science.
Yes. So does insurance pay for this?
Yeah, we're going to get into that because actually, no.
Okay.
Insurance companies do not pay for stem cell therapy, and I don't know why, but, well, I take that back. We do know why. Because it's about the dollar. It's about continuing to feed the pharmaceutical companies and to provide expensive surgeries for patients. For example, somebody that might need an amputation of their leg. Well, with stem cell therapy, guess what? You could save them from that amputation.
Wow.
So, and there are numerous stories like that, and we're going to share some of that with our special guest. I got to tell you, this is just unbelievable. But this week, as I said before, we had the pleasure of meeting a very special person. She is from a company that does regenerative and stem cell therapy. I want to make sure I get that right. And her name is Toni Hellums, and we want to welcome you, Toni, to Real Talk with the Jenkins.
Well, thank you, Gary and Marcella, for having me today. It's an honor to be here. These infinity cells are umbilical cord stem cells that are donated from healthy mamas with healthy babies at full-term births. And they are God's medicine, truly God's medicine. They are administered the way that they have been created by God, and our bodies take them and utilize them, and our bodies send them to all the places that they need to go, where they need to repair the breakdown in the body, bring down inflammation, actually create new tissue if the body's lacking, like disc and cartilage in the body. But they also go to the heart. They go to the full cardiovascular and pulmonary systems check, first of all, and then your body sends them in order of need to all the different parts of the body, wherever those the breakdown in the body is.
So are you saying that once the stem cells are injected into the body, they head directly for the cardiovascular system, the heart?
Correct. Yes, so we do administer them through an IV push. So we have a IV butterfly and a syringe that we've taken the cells that have been cryo-frozen at negative 80 degrees Celsius until just minutes prior to administering the cells. We draw them up, put them in the syringe, and then only medical doctors, nurse practitioners, and physician's assistants can administer the cells by law. And so, but I get to help thaw out the cells and draw them up, put them in the syringe, and then once they go into the bodies intravenously, and we can also do intra-articular, intramuscular injections, but intravenously they'll be in the bloodstream within 3 minutes, circulating throughout the entire body, and your body will send them to the cardiovascular and pulmonary systems to do a complete check, repair whatever needs to be repaired, however long that may take. But at the same time, they're also sending them now to every place in the body where there's breakdown, inflammation, or degeneration.
So, Toni, tell us, how does the body know how to send or where to send the stem cells to the part of the body that needs regeneration?
Well, you could probably tell by my expression on my face at that point of how excited I get, because God created our bodies so intelligently designed, and the stem cells are intelligently designed because it's what He used to make us into human form. So the body knows what to do with the stem cells, and the cells know what to do with the body. It's this beautiful symphony, this dance, this orchestra, that however you want to use the terminology, where they do this literal dance of life together, and your body sends them intelligently to every place that the body, only the body and God knows where the body needs it, and the stem cells only obey what your body's telling them.
We understand that stem cells come from the umbilical cord, donated by mothers, and not from aborted fetuses.
Right. That's the number one question we actually are asked on a continued basis is, are these cells coming from aborted children? Well, regardless of the fact that fetal cells administered are illegal in the United States. They're not illegal in other countries, but they're illegal here. But even if that were not the case, Infinity Cell Labs and those of us at Whole Life Wellness would have nothing to do with those, because we're all about life and life more abundantly the way God intended.
For people like me who may be suffering from heart-related illnesses, can stem cell therapies help somebody like me?
Yes, yes. So stem cells don't understand a diagnosis,
Okay.
regardless of the language. They just understand that your body is saying, I need you here, and I need you here. And so the cells, medically speaking, they are created by God. We can't get away from that part. That's always the bottom line. They're created by God to be your body's internal repair system. So when you're born, it was stem cells God used to put you into a human body, but He kept stem cells in there to be your lifelong supply for your body's internal repair system, and to modulate your body's immune response. But if you had a lifetime of breakdown in the body, whether that's from chemicals in your environment, or we just have them in everywhere we look, everywhere we go. But we've also had trauma in our bodies, whether that's mental, emotional, or physical. We've been exposed to, we've taken antibiotics, steroids, whether they were oral or injected. All of these things are causing breakdown in the body. Sometimes, we thank God for the medicines that we've been able to have available to us, but they also come with a lot of side effects, which are just full effects, but they're adverse. So those also cause breakdown in the body. So all of those things, surgery, traumas, all these things cause our own stem cell count to diminish as we grow older. So if we get a new supply that are umbilical cord cells donated from healthy mamas with healthy full-term babies, full-term pregnancies, no trauma at birth, when those cells are donated and we are able to be recipients of those, then our body now has a fresh supply. It's like the cavalry has arrived. So we have a fresh supply of these new umbilical cord stem cells to reboot our body's internal repair system and our body's immune response.
Coming up next, Toni shares her personal story about the miracle of stem cell therapy.
Real Talk with the Jenkins will be right back after this commercial break.
You drag your kids all over town to this doctor's office and that dentist's office. And for women's health, there's still another doctor's office. For behavioral or mental health, there's still another office. At La Esperanza Clinic, all of your family's health care is in one place. La Esperanza Clinic, New Year, Healthy You. Come visit us today.
My name is Travis with Grace Transmissions. Here at Grace Transmissions, we have a reputation for customer service, and we've been serving the San Angelo area for over 45 years. Our focus is you, the customer. So whether you need a diagnostic check or a complete transmission service repair, we're here for you. Grace Transmissions, where service meets quality, and that's our #1 priority. We are here when you need us.
Gray's Transmissions, 1202 Pulliam Street, San Angelo.
This is the Gospel America Television Network, broadcasting worldwide on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and online at www.gospelamerica.net. Download our app from the App Store or from Google Play and watch us on your tablet or smartphone 24 hours a day.
And now back to Real Talk with MJ and Dr. G. Well, Lady MJ, our special guest, the lady who comes from Whole Life Wellness, a company that does regenerative stem cell therapy. Well, welcome back, Toni, and tell us about your experience with stem cell therapy.
Well, thank you for asking, Gary. When I was a child, I was dealing with autoimmune disorders then, and as I got older, then more came along. And from the time I was in my 30s, I was dealing with degenerative disc disease. And so I wanted them to do surgery on my back when I was in my 30s, and the doctors wouldn't do it because I was too young, they said. So 30 years of that going on, when on days that I would feel good in between flare-ups of autoimmune disorders, I was pretty physically active. And up until 2018, and the vertebrae in my low back and my neck from a car injury when I was 19, but particularly in my low back, the vertebrae just literally collapsed on the nerves, and my legs quit working. And New Year's 2018, I had to utilize a wheelchair and a walker to get around for several months, and I could not keep the jobs I was doing. And I was virtually on the couch for a year. And yes, we made some trips. I still couldn't work, but we'd make some trips. And I was on opioid pain relief. I was on steroid injections in my spine. I was on what they called pain management through chiropractors and physical therapy and massage therapists and stuff. And all of those were pain management. That's the best they could ever do. And so right after my legs just quit working, I was on the couch. I had another flare-up of 2 autoimmune disorders of chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia. And then I got diagnosed with stage 3 HER2 breast cancer. That was the first 4 months of 2018. And so it was a real trying year. I learned a lot from the Lord about the power of rest and how good is God. How good does He want to be for us? And He's gooder, and I mean that word. He's gooder than we can imagine. So I had to go through chemotherapy and immunotherapy. Then I was dealing with the after effects of all of that, including severe neuropathy. So I had all of that. Let's go forward to July of 19, and I got my first stem cell injection. And within a week, all the nerve pain in my back stopped. I stood up, and 18 months of back pain was gone. It was like blinking. In the blink of an eye, I was changed. 1 week later, the same thing happened with my neck. And within a couple of months, I started walking 2 to 3 miles at a time with no pain. I was able to be back at work at my desk job for a little bit longer than 3 hours at a time. And within, so end of July, I got stem cells. So by the end of October and November of 19, I was out walking one day, and I just felt like the Lord said, "It's okay if you run." And I argued with Him, and I said, no, I'll be back on the couch. I can't do that. I was like, oh, no. And then I heard Him tell me again, my heart. He said, "No, it's okay if you run." And I said, "I haven't run in 30 years. It's okay if you run." I went, "Okay, well, if I run and I'm on the couch, this is on you. So I'll take you at your word." And Gary, I took off running, and I ran 1.5 miles without stopping. And I thought I could fly. I thought, I just wanted to cry, and I thought, well, I'd rather run than cry right now. And so I did, out of that 1.5 mile run, but that whole day I did 4 miles with walking too. And I had no pain. And within a couple of months, the curvature in my neck came back. Had been gone for 40 years since that car wreck. By May, so 10 months later, 40 years of TMJ was gone. I had to learn how to chew all over again. And I told my husband, I said, I'm not, at the time I'd turned 57. I said, I'm not 57, I feel like I'm 50. A few months later, I said, I'm not 50. And he goes, no, how old are you? And I went, I'm 45. I feel like I'm 45 years old. And that has remained. So just a few days ago, today's Thursday, so on Monday, I ran a 5K with my oldest daughter, and we did 11-minute miles. Yes, no pain. I felt fine, it was over, I felt fine. So on the next day, Tuesday, I went and played with my 6 grandkids and my younger daughter. We went to a trampoline park and played for 3 hours, and I'm fine. And I went to work yesterday, and we drove up here to San Angelo from Fredericksburg today, and I'll be working all day, and I feel fine. My husband mentioned during the seminar a while ago, it's not just bones and muscles that get repaired. Its heart gets repaired. Its emotions get repaired. We've had testimonies that have been people dealing with PTSD, military, Navy SEALs, PTSD that gets stem cells and it changes. It heals and repairs because every cell in our body has memory. And so this is healing at the memory level. And so they pass the blood-brain barrier. They're dealing with neurological disorders. There's not a diagnosis that we've heard of so far of my time working with the company and hearing the testimonies from the co-founders and from the labs and all this. There's not a diagnosis that we haven't heard a story about where stem cells has done some level of repair work. And again, at the emotional level as well. When you're not dealing with this chronic pain and this constant focus of that's the forefront of your mind is, can you even get up, get your feet on the floor in the morning? Can you function till the nighttime? Can you get up and do it again tomorrow? That kind of relief changes everything from the inside out. We really do, Shirley and Mark call this God's medicine, and I can't agree more that it's bringing back healing of hope for healing of people everywhere. It's just more than I can describe.
Well, you know, Lady MJ, it seems like stem cell therapy is just too good to be true. The benefits of it. It just sounds like something out of a science fiction magazine. But
Right. It
you
does.
know, and as you mentioned earlier in the show, insurance companies don't cover this. This is a procedure that's really helping people, but insurance companies won't cover it. I just don't understand that.
Well, from what I understand, it's because it's natural therapy.
Yes, it's natural. And
That's
insurance companies don't cover natural therapies.
Yes.
Well, here's a natural therapy, folks, that has proven it works. But my question is, well, since insurance companies won't cover the cost of it, what will it cost any of us who want to get stem cell therapy?
It's a $3,500 is for 1 cc, and that's typically for someone who's close to 100 pounds, or they're going to get injections into the joints. It's $6,500 is for 2 cc's, and that's a typical adult dose. Some people may have to get 3 cc's. They may have to get that in increments or all at one time, depending on the level of breakdown and the size of the person. So that's part of the medical consultation. They determine all of that. I'm not medical, so I turn all of those kinds of questions to our medical team. So with that, we have a financial department that works with everybody to make this as possible and affordable to as many people as possible. We just can't stop talking about how amazing this is. My husband, just a quick thing on my husband, he had bone on bone in his right knee, severe bowed legs, and the stem cells not only recreated the cartilage in his knees, but caused his body to repair itself, and his legs started straightening until his legs are almost symmetrical. And they were so bad you could put 3 tennis balls between his knees at one point. Severe sciatic pain, hip pain. 3 years ago, he was walking with a cane for about 3 or 4 years, off and on in his late 50s. Now, he has none of those issues. Got all his balance, his vitality. He's 65, but feels like he's 50. So I got my dancing partner back, and he got his back. So we're just so grateful to God. Thank you so much.
For more information about stem cell therapy, visit their website at healing-revolution.com. That's healing-revolution.com.
Thank you so much, Toni, for sharing that information with us. Coming up next, we have a San Angelo woman who tells us how stem cell therapy helped her.
Real Talk with the Jenkins will be right back after this commercial break.
You drag your kids all over town to this doctor's office and that dentist's office. And for women's health, there's still another doctor's office. For behavioral or mental health, there's still another office. At La Esperanza Clinic, all of your family's health care is in one place. La Esperanza Clinic. New year, healthy you. Come visit us today.
My name is Travis with Grace Transmissions. Here at Grace Transmissions, we have a reputation for customer service, and we've been serving the San Angelo area for over 45 years. Our focus is you, the customer. So whether you need a diagnostic check or a complete transmission service repair, we're here for you. Grace Transmissions, where service meets quality, and that's our #1 priority. We're here when you need us.
Gray's Transmissions, 1202 Pulliam Street, San Angelo.
Christian television is here. The Gospel America channel streaming worldwide on Roku, Fire TV, and online at www.gospelamerica.net. Pastors and business owners broadcast your message or business on Gospel America by calling 203-410-6053. It's affordable and cost-effective. Call now to air your broadcasts on the Gospel America channel.
And now back to Real Talk with MJ and Dr. G.
Well, Lady MJ, joining us next is a San Angelo woman who has had great experiences benefiting from stem cell therapy. Her name is Kat Rowald, and she's the owner and publisher of Christian Reporter News here in the city.
I made the decision to get stem cells, and it was amazing. I literally, from that day, it was June the 8th of 2019, and from that day till now, instead of all the other pain management things I was doing, all of the even Tylenol 3s I was having to take, and the cane I started using, all of that's been laid aside. And probably in the last 2 years, I've had maybe 7, 8, 9 Tylenol. You know, you still get a headache every now and then. You'll still reach over and grab your purse, which is way too heavy, and wrench your back lifting it, or luggage, because I'm on the road all the time. You know, so you still, you know, you're not bionic by any means. But, oh my gosh, I got stem cells about 6 o'clock that evening. At midnight, I was laying in bed, and what used to be Fox News used to have that little ticker type at the bottom. And we have a small television in the bedroom, so I was never able to read that. I'm laying there and I'm realizing I can really see the words and read it. And I just kind of blinked my eyes and thought, well, that's crazy. Well, 2 weeks later was my annual eye appointment. Sure enough, she had to redo my prescription for my glasses. My vision had improved, and that was 2 years ago. And I just saw her like a week or two ago for my annual again. Everything has held. She was watching me for the development of glaucoma, cataracts, and all of that. And nothing has advanced at all. I have held. Retina looks good. Got a great report.
Well, thank you, Kat, for sharing all that information with us. And we also want to thank our viewers for watching with us today. And we pray that you will have a blessed day.
And we hope you learned something new about stem cell therapy and how it can help you. You're watching Real Talk with the Jenkins. I'm Dr. G.
And I'm Lady MJ. And we are the Jenkins.
For more information about stem cell therapy, visit their website at healing-revolution.com. That's healing-revolution.com. Broadcasting worldwide to every nation, this is the Gospel America Television Network. Broadcasting to every nation on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and online at gospelamerica.net.